Hey everyone, thanks for checking back into my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome to the family. Hope you're all doing well. So in this video, it's going to be a different one actually. I'm going to be reviewing one of the most talked about movies, I think, for a very long time. So I'm going to be reviewing the Black Panther movie. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, this film has been talked about through a lot of social medias, through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of this right before its release. Now, I kind of wanted to put my 2 pence in it, say what I think about the movie, because I went to watch the film, and before we went in, there was a lot of people wearing traditional outfits, and they had like scarves like this, or they had like a dress, which I thought was really good, and it's nice to see that support that, you know, people of tradition would support, come in the actual traditional wear, traditional African wear, and to go and watch a film, which would be hilarious for some, but it's really important. I think it's a really nice gesture as well. So yeah, I even came to support as well. I've rocked my African head wrap, you know, for the culture. So yeah, I thought that was really good. Because for those of you who don't know, it came out a little bit earlier than in the US. So for those of you in the UK, definitely got a chance to see it before the US. So I'm going to be reviewing. This is going to be not too much spoilers, but just my review on my thoughts on the film and so on. So let's get to it. Black Panther movie was a continuation from the Civil War's film, which featured a lot of the Marvel's characters. So this was a spin-off of what was supposed to be the film before the highly awaited Avengers Infinity War. So particularly with this Black Panther movie, the thing I loved about it is that it had a really great storyline with it. Because with Ryan Coogler, as you know, he directed Fruitvale Station and Creed. So his films are all based on really deep storylines, and I feel that he brought that along with this film as well, because there was a little bit of history before we got into actually seeing Wakanda and all of its beauty. There was a really important story that kind of goes on throughout the film and creeps up at very important times, which I thought was really good. Because I know that sometimes with a lot of films, the storyline is not as deep as you would think, because there will be a lot of action and all this kind of stuff. But with the Black Panther movie, it was different, and I loved how the story kind of went on, and it kind of got to see a sense of the history behind all these characters, why they are the way they are, and I feel that this is actually one of the first Marvel films to include really deep rooted storylines that kind of link into modern day society, what we are going through today. Particularly with Black Panther, I feel that because of the kind of promotion that it got, was based on, because it's an all-black cast, and that's one thing that is kind of getting out there, and I feel that that's really important, especially with the film industry. For a very long time, you know, having black actors or ethnic minority actors in movies was kind of a small percentage, but this was kind of the breaking point. All of the main cast were black, which I feel was very important. It kind of changed the way people see, particularly with black actors in movies, because previously there has been a lot of films based on gang violence, slavery, and this kind of shows someone who is a king, someone of power, but in a good way. And I feel that because of this message, it kind of just put this is it, this is the milestone, this is what we've been waiting for. All black cast with some heroes, and I think that's really important as well. The fashion in the Wakanda area in the film, it was really strong. I feel that the person who kind of put this together knew a lot about African culture, of course, the way they did their hair and all the costumes, that plays a really important part, and they got it to a T. It was really amazing, really striking to include that aspect part of the film, because it just kind of gave a sense of if this Wakanda place was genuinely real, what would they look like, you know, what kind of clothes they'll be wearing, which I thought was really strong as well. And also some of the traditional aspects that they included in the film was very strong, and I thought it was really important as well, because you do get a lot of tribes that do the same things as they do in the Black Panther movie. So they'll be having battles to see who will be king. So all of this kind of stuff that you think will be in movies or just in storybooks is actually real, and I feel that that's really important, and it will kind of get a sense of, you know, Africa. For those of you you might not even know much about it, kind of just get a sense of this kind of mystical world, as they would say. I think that's really important, and I think that's what got a lot of people to want to see the film also. Another important factor of the Black Panther movie was the spiritual aspect of it. There was a lot of links between the heritage of it all, in terms of having the spiritual aspect where they do certain traditions, they do certain things that kind of just make them who they are. And I thought that's a really, really great thing that they included, because it kind of shows Africa in a different way. It shows, or particularly with Wakanda, as a place where their morals and their values are based not on material things. It's kind of based on tradition, based on the kingdom, the people, and I feel that's really important. That's something that is kind of alien to people who live in the cities and stuff like that. So kind of just having them see that part is actually really, really great, especially for a Marvel film. And I think it's just like a new route that they're taking, and I feel like that's really amazing. I think it's just going to change the way we see Marvel movies, and hopefully all movies in general. So to kind of conclude everything, I feel what the message, without giving any spoilers away, for those of you who haven't watched it yet, I feel like the message for Black Panther, to me personally, is that it's okay to kind of branch out. It's okay to still hold your traditional values, and to also be open to others. I feel that that's actually a really important message for this day and age, with a lot of people kind of not knowing, let's say, a certain tradition, or they kind of don't know about other people's cultures. I feel that this movie is a really important stigma to kind of show that not what you see on TV is not always true. They show Wakanda as a magical place with cities and buildings and high tech, and I feel that it's kind of showing you that just because what you see of Africa in terms of just land and animals, there's more to it. And I feel like this film shows to all of the people that are watching it, well, in my opinion, that Wakanda, or Africa in general, there's more to it than what you see. And for you to see the beauty, you have to, you know, go and discover some new lands. You know, Africa is more, there's more to Africa than just the animals and the lands and stuff like that. And there's the cultures, there's the tradition, there's the people. All of this kind of make up Africa, it's stuff that you don't see on TV, and I feel that's really, really important. So that's it for my review of the Marvel Black Panther. Now, there could be so much more messages that you could have taken away from the films, for those of you who have seen it, and for those of you who haven't, keep an eye out for what kind of message you get when you watch the film. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the Black Panther movie, which will be screening very, very soon if you haven't seen it. So also don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you click the bell so that you're notified every time I upload. If you like more videos like this, make sure you subscribe, because I will be uploading more content like this, and I hope you'll be sticking around for that. So take care.